Gotta get into the groove.
Hey, welcome again to another session of Groove Asia Leaders Unite, and it's good to have you here. If you're joining me live, put a hashtag live into the comment box, and if you're watching this later on, just put a hashtag replay. My name is Peter Moinroy, and I'm actually coming at you from New Zealand live, and we're like 2:02 p.m. in the afternoon on Thursday here, and I just want to say hello to Tyra, who's supports me in this session, and Dr. Lisa as well. And greetings from Tyra and Dr. Lisa. Cool. Right. So I think if you recall last week, we actually were doing tabs and wasn't connecting to the tab labels and the tab content weren't connecting at that particular time. So I actually solved the issue after our session last week, so we'll touch on that. But today is about FAQs and how to optimize your FAQs to help with your SEO on your website, which is really important. Okay, so just to explain that, I feel that FAQs are actually undervalued, if you like, because they actually play a really big, huge part when people are asking questions, whether it be in Google search or whether it be, say, in ChatGPT or whatever AI platform that you're actually doing a search in. This actually helps you optimize for that sort of thing, where people ask questions, but like voice search, and then of course you've got geo search and all that. But it's kind of the same as voice search. However, this has an AI component to it. So that's what we're going to be covered today. So we've got Dr. Lisa saying hashtag live, and Tyra saying greetings, Peter, greetings, Tyra, and Dr. Lisa coming up from Baltimore, Maryland in the USA, and I'm sure there'll be a couple of more people that will actually join us a little bit later on. Anyway, just to touch on the tabs, so we'll just go through that, and won't spend a long time on that because there's not much to cover since last week. Obviously it was just connecting the tab labels to the content. So I'm just going to share my screen. But look, if you are actually new to Groove, one of the things I will show you here, when you actually log into Groove, you're going to come to this dashboard, the main dashboard, obviously. Let me just change the, there's the main dashboard. And in here, you can navigate to all the different applications if you want. They've got the menu up here. You can use that, or you can just hover over the Groove icon here, and then you can navigate down to whatever you want to use. I normally like to use this one here because then I can just right click on my mouse. You won't see this, by the way, and I can open that in a new tab. So I will always have this dashboard tab open if I want to go back to it. So, and this is the beauty about the Groove platform, is that unlike some other platforms, you can open up multiple pages within Groove and not having to lose it just because on another tab you've gone into a different area. So that's what I really like about it. I can actually have two Groove pages open at the same time. If I'm working on two at a time, then I can do that as well. You really do actually have to have a bit of a high-spec computer to do something like that. Obviously, when you've got a PC, it's a lot more easier because then you can actually divide your screen up, or you can have three screens, whatever you want to do, and you can have different tabs on different screens if you like. So that's kind of how I operate too in my bit of a setup here. And that's what I do. I have two screens, but one's quite wide, and I can split it down the middle. All right, okay. Now, so for the new ones, this is where when you log in, this is what you're going to see, and then from here, I just right-click and I will go to Group Pages. So when I get Group, this is what you see in Group Pages. This is your gallery of your websites that you're working on. You can see a few of my client ones in there. You can see here I've got clone as well. I always do a clone of the website that is live, so of my clients. So this one's live and this one's the clone, and it's basically so I can work on it if I need to do any updates, and I'm not actually having to put their website on in maintenance mode and have it in downtime. So at the end of the day, I can just work on the clone one, update it on there, and then I just unpublish the main one, and then I publish the cloned one, and then there's no downtime whatsoever. And the other thing is, it's actually good for a backup. So in case something goes wrong on the main one, then I've always got a backup here as well. With WordPress, yeah, you can. It's not the same, but you can actually have a backup, but it's a zip file that you have to download. And then if something does go wrong with the main website, then you can just upload the zip file and all that. It's kind of like it's not an ideal scenario, especially if you just want to do things a lot more quicker. This way is so much better. And okay, so I'm going to go back to the tab thing that I was working on. It wasn't on the same page. Like, I haven't got the same page that I was working on, but I got it to a point where that I needed to connect the content to the tab. So that's where we're at last week, and so I've actually got it up to that point. The initial one that I was working on, that's all been done. That's all been sorted. The tab is the tab is all connected and everything, and it's working fine. But this one I've actually replicated, and I've only got it as far as the joining or connecting the two things, the tab and the tab content. All right, where are we? Let me just find where this is. I think it's on this one here. Okay, is that the one? No, it's not the one. Sorry, guys. We are lost here now. Yeah, I'm sure it was this one. Hey, Nancy, good to have you here. We're just actually just covering off from last week. Didn't quite get the content and the tab headers connecting last week. Ran into a few issues, but I did in the end get it sorted, and that's all actually up and running. I've just done another one to emulate what we did last week, to the point that we just need to connect the tabs up to the tab. So the tab up to the content, this is the content. Obviously, these are the tabs. All right, so this one, so these are not connected yet. I've only done the content, as you can see, and the tab. So if you have a look here, there's no connection really at the moment. And I haven't done anything on this tab. So I'm just going to quickly go through it, how you can connect it. So this is going to be for clients. So this is going to go live in the next day or so, once I've done it. And so I'm working on this one. We'll use this one as an example. So here we are. This is the first tab. No showing the good page. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that after. All right, so here we go. So this is for the pet vet. This is the supplement page. And so what we need to do is we need to connect that with this. But what I'm going to do first off is on this tab here, we've got pet accessories, and I want to add a block, and I kind of showed this last week, but let me just cover it again. I'm going to add a block. I can use any of these. That's all good, or I can just create another one, but I'm going to use one of these for now. And so this has got all content. Let me see what I can do here. What else have we got here? Got a call to action, features, headers, opt-in, forms, progress, navigation. Let's have a look at the modern in terms of content. What have we got here? CTA, FAQs. That's, yeah, no. We actually want something that's more pet related, pet accessories related. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just put a gallery. Let's just do this one here. Okay. Add block, empty block. Oh, hang on. Let's just go back. Let's just go back. Oh no, we've got a container now. Okay, so I'm just going to add a couple of columns. We won't go for that other one. We'll just add a couple of columns, and then I'm going to put some text on one side, and I'm going to put an image on the other side. So we'll just get the image first, and here, there, and then the title and text or paragraph in the other one. Yeah. Right, and let's just center that image to there. All right. I'm just going to grab an image if I can. So we really don't need to cover this too much on what I'm just doing now. We just really need to actually go through the connecting things, but this is kind of just covering it one more time in terms of just starting. So you can actually grab a pre-made tab if you want to, pre-made block, tab block. This one is obviously just from scratch. So I'm trying to, here we go. Let's put that one. Let's put, that'd be really good once Groove actually starts. You'd be able to categorize things. You'd be able to put things in folders, which would be really good. Then we can find things quickly. Let's put this one here. And let's scroll right up to the top. All right, so we've got a voucher there. We'll just change this to vouchers. Okay. All right, so we've got vouchers there. I'll put stuff about the voucher in here. I want to add some margin around here so it's not exactly touching the top there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some spacing. I'm going to kind of do quite a bit of spacing there. I think that would do. And the text, I'm just going to make white. And I'm going to do the text in about, let's make it 18. This one here, white, and we'll make that one about 20. All right, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick with the same color in terms of the tab content. The same color as the tabs, so just there, grab that. Okay. All right, so now we've got that. Okay, so the whole idea now is to actually connect the contact with the tab so that when you click on it, it's gonna, and it's already doing it anyway, so it must have actually done it. But yeah, so when you click on it, it goes like that. So let me just take it off actually. It shouldn't have been able to, you should have been able to do that. But anyway, I am going to disconnect them if I can. I must have connected them via. Not sure how I did that. Anyway, there we go. Okay, I'm going to just disconnect these. So what I'm going to do, I'll delete them. Disconnect. Let's just get rid of that one too. All right, so we've got like two tabs there. We're missing all of the goodness. We only see, oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. Sorry. All right, so so here are the tabs, right? So they were connected. I didn't realize they were connected. I must have done it by on sort of autopilot, but these are the two tabs there. That one's still connected. So I'm gonna disconnect it and show you where I kind of left off. Heads and then container. Just check, yeah. I'm going to disconnect all these, go none, because this is what it would have been like to start off with anyway. I'm going to delete that one. All right. It's not changing. It's changing. So let's go and sorry guys, I just want to try and get rid of all this. It's not actually working. All right. So let's do it with this one here. So that one's working, that one's working, that shouldn't work, but I'm probably confusing you guys. Just need to get rid of these. And we'll check it there. Okay. Cool. Now I've lost the whole thing. All right, well, that's okay. Always happens on live, guys. Sorry about this. I'm trying to get this so that it gets back to basically unconnected. Last week I had a different problem. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add another tab. So select, we're just going to add another tab. I'm going to click on that, click on here, add another tab. So I've got tab 2, update. And there it is there. I'm just going to quickly, actually, I'm going to go back. I'm going to quickly get rid of this one here. Disconnect that. Just bear with me. I'm trying to get it to a point where there's no connection. Not sure why they're connecting. Let's just see this one here. Go there. Oh, let's update that. It must be linked with a tab. Yes, cool. Let's update it. And I've deleted it completely. That one's still going. So let me don't worry, the FAQ is going to probably take not going to take too long. So this is kind of a bit of a time filler anyway. It keeps going back to being connected. I had the opposite problem last week. It wasn't connecting, but now it just doesn't seem to not want to not connect, disconnect. So it's a bit of a shame. But I was really wanting to show you how you could connect them, but it's kind of like already connected. But anyway, here's the thing. We're on the, you've got to go onto the container. Go up one, I guess. Go up one more. Okay. So we've got tab content number 1. That is actually connected to the voucher. We need to add in one more tab. So there, number 2. So what we've done, effectively what we've done is that we've added another tab as such. So we've got this one here, and then we've got that one there, which shouldn't work, but anyway, it's working. And what we needed to do was connect it so that they would link up to each other. So here we go, container, tabbed content block there. One more. Add another content, and then content 2 would be connecting to vouchers. There. All right. So now, now I've got this. I've got an empty block, which is what I was after. Okay. So we've got the supplement one, which is already connected. Then we've got this one here, which is actually got no block whatsoever. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a block. And then we're going to do what we did before, empty blocks, 2 column. Sometimes you need to do this twice because it doesn't work straight away. And I'll just quickly go through what I just did before so that you guys can see. Image, just going to drag it and drop the image placeholder here. Make sure I centerize that. So you're basically seeing what you didn't see before because I had it on another tab. There. And then we're going to put some text here. Yeah. I made that text. That paragraph text 18. Just make sure when you're doing this, right? Actually, make that 16. When you're doing this, just make sure, because although these are all looks like that, you know, they're at the right size, you really need to go into here to text and just make sure, because a lot of the times it's just 0, and you might run into issues later on when you go to publish it because it's on 0. So you just got to make sure that you set the size permanently. And same here, if I go into title, it's 0. By default, it's 0. Even though it looks like it's at a font size, but it's not. So well, it is, but it's not actually set properly. So I'm just going to set that at 6. Oh, actually, I'll do that one at 18. And I'm just going to make that white. Make that one white. Make this one white, because I'm going to put a different background color in it. And the image I'm going to grab again, which was a voucher. Down, scroll down. I got so many images in here, it's not funny. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, there we go. Voucher. Let's do this for there. Update. Okay, got the voucher there. I'm just in the container there. I'm going to actually give this one some spacing. So I'm going to select all these on the inside of the margin or the border, whatever you want to call it, like that, like so. And then I'm just going to give it a background color of that. And then now we've got that in there. Okay, so now we've got the voucher, we've got supplements. Now, for some reason, it's connected itself again. But anyway, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is show you that where you can connect it with the tab, so that when you click on this, it'll come to this. And that's basically here. So ordinarily, this would actually it wouldn't be connected. So when you go to connect it, you can actually just come over to here. This wouldn't be pink. It will be just gray. But when you go to connect it, then it'll show you which one is available. That one's already taken, which is supplements. This one is available, and you just click on that, and that will update it. And then that means that tab is assigned to this, and that one is assigned to this one. All right. So that is kind of how you do that. And obviously the tab, the whole idea about a tab is really to save space, right? To optimize as much of the page as you can without having to make it look like the whole website is cluttered. So that's probably the great thing about the tab, and also about the pop-ups as well, where you've got these ones here. I've got these ones here as pop-ups. So let's have a look at the preview on this one. I think it's just running a little bit. I think it's my computer just running a bit slow today. It's not bringing up the preview. Oh, there we go. Now I've got about 3 pages trying to open up. All right, let's share this tab here. That's a pity. I'm going to have to stop sharing and reshare again, because it's not actually hooking back onto that tab. Share screen, and let's go to okay, so this is the preview. No image. Oh, why is that? So this image is not showing. Maybe that one just needs, it's the position is actually might be incorrect. I don't know why it should be, but anyway, it might be different when I publish it. So I wouldn't be too concerned about this just yet. It might be different when I publish it. This is just a preview. So not always does the preview look like the live, like it's going, that's what it's going to look like when it's live. Sometimes I've noticed that when you do the preview, it's not always the same once it's published. So that'll be something that I'll just work on. But as you can see, I mean, that's a tab. It needs a bit more spacing from here, but this is not live at the moment, so it's going to need a lot of spacing here. Again, this would be something that they can promote their vouchers, their pet accessories, their supplements, their food, all on here without having to actually clutter up the rest of the website. All right, so that's the whole idea about it. And then the good one, someone was talking about what. Let's have a look at the good one. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can share this tab. Something's going wrong with this this platform that I'm using. Oh, there we go. It is there. Okay, cool. Let me just get me out of the way. All right. Okay, so the one that I've done, that's the finished product, is down here. So the client wanted to sort of announce their new services and all that sort of thing, and they wanted it on the website. There was probably about three different services, and it just felt like that if I did that, if I put them all into separate blocks, it wasn't going to really, it'll be quite a long scroll, and it'll be really sort of like too cluttered. So I suggested that we do it like this, and obviously that's an image on this side. So this is a 2-column, one with the image and one with the button, so that they can actually order their voucher. And this is their new services. Kind of just showing people the before and after mag wheels, and then also one of their products, which is eco-friendly. Right, so that's the whole idea. But it looks really good, and people, it's user friendly. So that's kind of why I use the tabs, and of course pop-ups as well. Saves space. And this is still a one-page website, but they are getting so busy now that we're probably going to actually add maybe another two pages, only because the more you put on one page, especially when it's images, the longer it will take to load. Right, so we're going to have to start spreading this out a bit more, so that each page can take the workload, if you like. All right, that's that done. Hopefully that made sense. Now let's get back to what we're going to be doing, and we're going to be covering FAQs. Reload this one here. Where I was going to put, okay. I was actually going to put the FAQs on the same page, actually on that same website. So we will go back to that same website. Okay. Share tab. All right, so FAQs. We will be putting the FAQs down. Where would we put these? We'll probably put it just under the testimonials. This is actually an embed code, by the way. I've actually used the code to actually connect the reviews and all that directly to their website, so that they can get the reviews live, and any more added reviews will actually show up on here as well. So it kind of looks like this, and I think I've actually shown you guys this before. There are the reviews, and this is coming from Google as well as Facebook. So yeah, you can see whether it's Google or not, and you can see whether or not it's Facebook as well. So all the different FAQs, so you got the Facebook one there too as well. So it's a really good plugin, if you like, because you don't really have to keep adding reviews to your website. This just does it all for you automatically, which is, I think, is a really good thing. By the way, these guys have actually got 5 stars, 5-star rating, and you've not seen this, obviously. These guys have got 5-star ratings. So this is the FAQ, the reviews. Every single review is a 5-star rating. Unbelievable. So yeah, anyway, so one thing I'm going to do is underneath this, I'm going to add FAQs, right? Now, if I go through this whole website, first of all, you've got above the fold, right? You've got this here, which is the hero image. It's a slider. You come down, you sort of get them, you get to meet the owners, Dean and Steve. Then you get kind of like these packages and all that sort of thing, and you go, okay, that's cool. I've got some packages there. The decision isn't really made at that point anyway to actually buy a package. They need, I guess they need to get clarification that these guys are good at what they do, right? So as they scroll down the page, they see a few examples. They can go through that as well. You want the journey, you want this whole customer journey, right? You want that to be, you want that to happen, because the more time that they spend on your website, browsing through everything, the better for your ranking, for your for Google, because you've got less bounce rate. Now, bounce rate is when people come onto your website and then probably under a minute, if not even that, maybe 10 seconds or 15 seconds or whatever it is, then they go off your website. Okay, the more you get that, the higher your bounce rate, which means that they're coming on your website, but they're not staying very long and they're going away, which is telling Google these guys are this website is not actually giving their clients what they're looking for. So, or it may be because the website is not responsive enough on a phone, or it's just it doesn't look great, it's not appealing, and all that sort of thing. So, whatever the reason, that will cause a bounce rate, right, and to go higher. So you want it to be a customer journey where they're scrolling down, and the more they scroll down, the more they're convinced that these are the right guys. It's got to look professional, all that sort of thing. And then you've got this here where they've got the tabs. Now, I told the client that this is not going to be happening until next month, right? Because I do something for them every single month, each month, and I try not to do everything all in one month, because basically that's part of their subscription. So I give them something each month that will help their website, whether it be anything to do with in terms of like optimizing it or anything like that. But one thing per month, because then I'm able to charge that subscription each month as well as look after their website. So I've told the client this is not going to happen until next month, because I've already done something for them this month. It's going to happen next month. All right. So I'm just setting it up, getting it ready. So what I want to do here, now they get to the feedback, they see that it's all actually 5 stars and all that. Next thing I want to put under there, which as I just mentioned before, is the FAQs, all right, before they get to the booking, because this is the last part that they should land on, is the booking part, right? Because by that stage, they're convinced and they're ready to actually book or buy, whatever you want to call it. So, and that's why they're frequent answering questions, because this will also, it's answering the questions that they might have in their mind. And then that way, if they answer those questions, then that's it. That's actually just sealed the deal. And so now they're going to book. I did actually have the customer wanting to, we did discuss about the reviews only just a few days ago. He said, do you think, I think he wanted his reviews up further up the page, which is not a good idea, all right? Because at the end of the day, like I said before, you want them to actually go through the whole website. You want them to actually see what else you got and see some of the results and all that sort of thing. Even down to their valued partners, because some of these partners are actually quite sort of like well branded, and these guys are actually had good backlinks too, by the way. All right, so they're very reputable companies and very big in what they do. So it's actually when you get that sort of thing here, you probably won't know any of these because they're New Zealand based anyway. But when you get these here, then you're going to get people go, wow, didn't know that they were affiliated with them. Like even this one here, when you come over here, they're actually affiliated. These guys actually sell Peugeots and Citroens and all that sort of thing, and they're quite a big dealership. And then you've got this package thing, which which is there, and then you've got all this. So by the time they get down to the reviews and they see all this and they see 5 stars, and that's just made up their mind. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with these guys. So it adds more professionalism. So they're ready to book. If I had that right at the top, they saw the 5 stars. Like most people, all they go see is the 5 stars, and they're all 5 stars. And then they go straight to the booking. They will miss all this other stuff, and then they won't spend as long on the website as what you want them to. I hope this all makes sense. All right, because you want them to spend more time on your website because it's good for your for Google, because Google will see the less the bounce rate, the more time that people actually spend on your website, the more they'll start actually recommending you to clients who are actually looking. All right, so that's how that happens. Right, so let's get to the FAQs, because this part is quite interesting. I'm going to go to ChatGPT, all right, and one of the things I want to show you is in order to do the FAQs, you really want to make sure that they're aligned with what people are actually asking for and what people are asking about the most, right? The questions that they're asking. So all I did was actually go to ChatGPT and I created something that I wanted to create a prompt to be able to create another prompt to be able to deliver what I just said, to be able to actually get those real questions and those real answers that people are actually asking. So my first one, my first go at this, I guess, let me just have a look at here. What's going on here? I don't think that was FAH. All right, that's coming up. Here we go. All right, so my first request was just this, and it was just my own words. I want you to create a prompt that will create FAQ agent. This agent needs to deep search the internet to identify most common questions people ask about a specific service, product, or both, to identify 7 most asked questions and answers. Make sure to fact check everything. Right, that's all I did. That was just my own words. Okay, so by doing that, it created this prompt here. All right, so now I use that prompt as my agent, if you like. So it's asked me if it wanted in a sort of a user-friendly copy thing. So I did that. So I copied all this, and then I added it into here. So this is my official prompt. Right? I want you to act as an intelligent FAQ agent. Your task is to perform a deep search across the internet. So you can see how it's different to what I just mentioned. But it's doing exactly what I'm asking it to do, including Google search, Reddit. So it's added these into it: Reddit, Quora, forums, product review sites, support, help centers, and official company websites to find the 7 most frequently asked questions about the following product or service. Now, I left this service blank and I just added this in here. So actually, that's the wrong one, but that was a tester. So I'm going to actually add their one into there. So let me change, let me go into a new one. So let me just grab all this again. I'm going to grab all that. There. Copy. I'm going to do a new chat. I'm going to add that all into here. I'm going to get rid of this reference to my business website, and I'm going to add their website into that. Just grab that. Okay. Now paste that into there. All right. And then enter. All right. So now it's doing a deep search about, in particular, you can see that this is actually an old. That's an old. You might as well say a way back view that was before I updated it. All right. So now it's with all the information that it's got. It's actually created some questions. What detailing packages does HDD detailing offer, and what do they include? Does HDD detailing offer ceramic coating, and how long does it last? That's a question that I do hear a lot. Can I get my car picked up and dropped off for detailing? That is a really, really valid question, because a lot of people, if they're carless because they need to do their job, then that's going to be a concern. So it makes all the difference, right? How do I book an appointment? There you go. That's another one. What are HDD detailing's operating hours? Yeah. So all that there, and all I got to do now is just add those answers, questions and answers into the website, right? So let's go back to the website. Okay. And it was around about here that we wanted to put it there. So we're just going to create another block. Down the bottom here. I might actually go to modern because they have an FAQ, which I kind of like anyway. This one here, I'll probably use this one. And I might just do 6 questions instead of 7 so that it's even on both sides. So I'm going to use this one here. All right. Looks pretty cool. I mean, it's got, I just need to change the colors, but that's about it. So really all I got to do is just jump on here, background, boom. And because I think I've got the tabs blue, I might just make these red because I've got two colors, red and blue. Oh, sorry, red and black, I should say. So I'm going to just use red on this one here. Let me just see if I can grab that color here. Now, that's the red's not in there, but the actual red is not in here. You can actually just go back to one of the ones that actually have red. Go to the background, click on it, right? And then come down here and click on the tick, and that will add it here. And then you can add it to favorites, right? Just a small little tip. That way, then you don't have to use a color code, a color picker or anything like that. You can just reference back to this, right? So I'm just going to add red onto that. Great. So we've got that all done. So we've got 6 there. I only really want to do 6. So we'll leave the 7th question out. Maybe just if we think it's better than one of the other questions, we'll add that particular one in. But we won't have 7 because it'll just look a little bit oddball. All right, so all you got to do here now is just obviously add all the information that you had in ChatGPT. So coming over to here, question number 1, what detailing packages? Okay, so although, right, here's the benefit of this, right? Because you're going to think, okay, well, the packages was already on the website. Yeah, it was. I mean, it shows what all the packages are and all that, but specifically what we're trying to do is we're trying to add content into this so that when people don't even know HGD even exists, and they go and sort of put in a search, say, what does a detailing package offer, what's included, whatever, and then hopefully the answers that you have on your website, because you have the answer, Google's going to go, well, these guys have actually got the answer to that pretty much specific question. Then it's going to serve up you on the to the search results, right? That's how it works. So let's just put that one there, copy that. And like I said, even though it's on the website, even though that the packages are actually on the website, it doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter because we're not really, people on your website, they already know you exist now anyway, right? Because they're on your website. But the people who don't know you exist, this is what it's aimed for. It kind of looks a little bit silly that, you put something that's already on a website in there as a question, but it makes sense in the long run. All right. Now, you can either show open or closed. We're just going to show it closed and then update. All right. Which means when they get to this page here, all these would be literally closed, not open. All right. And so now what we're going to do is going to click on it again, and then we're just going to add the information or the answer to there. It's quite a long-winded answer, actually. Hang on. Maybe too much. Okay. Let's just do this. Copy. Just showing you guys here. This is a long answer. I'm just going to go back to here. I'm going to put that in there. And again, I mean, these FAQs are quite good because it makes it more compact. Let's make that all white. Yeah. All right, let's tidy this up a wee bit. That one there, we need to get rid of that. Just make sure you go through it first before you save it, just so that it looks all makes sense. For some reason, it's got all this. Yep. My keyboard's not working. All right, premium package. Again, we need to get rid of this. These little bits are just, I don't know what they're doing in there, but we'll just get rid of those. I think those were the resources that was on ChatGPT. Okay. All right, so now we've got a fairly tidy answer there. Obviously, you've got to spend a little bit of time on this, but in the long run, it's going to help. All right, and so we've got the price starts from blah, blah, blah. Cool. All right, so now that's all done. We just saved that. That's already saved. And let's just have a look at the preview. I'll just wait till this comes up. This is not, it doesn't work straight away. I think it's got something to do with my internet. I'm not absolutely sure. But the preview doesn't really come up straight away. When I push it about 3 times, then finally one comes up, and then the other 2 that I did come up as well. All right. Showing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's just show this page. Just waiting for it to load. You should see it soon. All right, are there any questions? So here's the preview. Oh. No, I'm going to have to stop sharing and share again because it's not showing a tab that I want. Stop. Share again. Yeah. Okay. All right, so get rid of that. Let's go down to the FAQs. Now open that up. And there you go. All right, so that's kind of what you're after. Right, and although it's got a lot of information, that's great because the more information in here, the more that will probably show up in the search results as well, which is what you're after, right? So, and obviously when you do all this, and let's just go back to where we were before. So that's the result there. I'm not going to do all of it. I'm just going to do that one as an example. When we go back to the tab here, to this one, the next thing you want to do is that you want to actually make sure that all these are set to closed like that, because some of them weren't. So click on here on the tab, click on the cogwheel there, closed, cool. These ones I think were, some of these were open, I think. Yeah, that was open. Let's go closed. So this is, you set the default for it, because if you don't, it's gonna, and it's on open, then everything's gonna show up as open. So you want to make sure that they're all closed as a default. If you want to, you can have one, for example, open if you want to, but yeah, when they come onto the site, but there's no real sense in it. But yeah, so just make sure that's all like that, and yeah, you pretty much have got, and like I said, these guys here are I'm not going to, I guess, launch this or release it till next month, so that they will see that it's there in what are we now, May, June, and keeps them very happy that they see that something like this is actually done, particularly in once a month, and it keeps them happy. It's not much for me to do, and it's also good for me to prepare because I haven't published this yet. Obviously, I've only just shown you the preview, so I haven't published it just yet. I could publish it and then actually make sure that the layout is on hide. I could probably do that. That might be easier, but I'll just go layout here, and I'll just hide it so that it's none. So, and then publish it. But I'm still working on this, so I need to just keep it like this at the moment. But I just won't publish. That's all. Because at the end of the day, you don't want them to see all this stuff being done and it's not finished or anything like that. It's awful. It looks awful. So yeah. All right. I'm just wondering if there's any questions. Actually, can just someone let me know you're still here? Because the last thing I saw, which was probably about almost half an hour ago, or about a half an hour ago, was from Nancy. I'm not too sure if everybody's still here or not. For all I know, I could be here by myself. Please just make a comment in the comment box if you are. It's a pity that YouTube don't actually have mics that you guys can actually talk into. Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Nancy. I know you're here, so but that's cool. So I know that everybody's here. So that's the kind of effect that you will get, and obviously over here, that's what you're after. You may want to sort of cut down the question a little bit, not much, because when you get this sort of like a couple of lines there, it starts to look a little bit sort of like better and all that sort of thing. And you probably just want to make sure that you can keep it around about this size. I'm always one for what something looks like, and I guess that's probably the good part of me, where I like to critique my own work and make sure that it looks, the design looks good, and because it's important when people come onto your site, that it catches the eye and everything looks really good and stuff like that. So yeah, and this is just a preview, by the way. All right, cool. All right, let me just stop share. All right, guys. So let's have a look at the comments. So, yep, Nancy, yes. Cool. Dr. Lisa, awesome. Tyra, thank you for sharing. Peter, I will be going back for a replay, lagging because I am on my phone. No problem, Tyra. But yeah, that's as much as what people think FAQs are not that important. They are very, very important on your website, and because it actually is answering those questions that most people would ask. And remember, I did that prompt by just putting in my own words first. Ideally, what I want it to do in terms of asking to create a prompt for frequent answered questions for a particular product or service. So you're actually creating a prompt that you're going to ask to be rewritten in such a way that it's going to be real specific, and even do things that you probably ask things that you probably wouldn't have thought of, like it added in Quora forums as well as Reddit and other website that kind of fall align with what they do. And that kind of just makes sure that you've got the most frequent asked questions, and that way then that will help your website to get some traction as well when it comes to search results. Okay, guys, that's me, and thanks for joining me once again. Learning the benefits of the modern blocks is great. Yeah, look, now I know that there's most of you in here have probably actually watched the State of Groovium with Mike Forsyth yesterday morning for me, probably afternoon for you guys. I'm not sure. Yesterday afternoon, but I think he mentioned there's going to be some new templates coming to as well. Hopefully some more new blocks and things like that, because I do think he talked about the modern blocks, which is good. The more, I guess, the more resources you have to create the website, the better. The other thing is that it makes it really easy. And this is the part that most people probably don't realize. The blocks are actually a really good resource if you really want to build a website quickly. I don't use a lot of them in my website builds. I do a lot of customization. So yeah, I don't always use the blocks. Sometimes I use them for different things, but like say for this FAQs, but I like kind of doing my own because I've got a little bit more control over the look and feel of them and stuff like that. But I do recommend that you do use the blocks, the pre-made blocks, because they are optimized for, to be responsive on any device. So I do recommend that you do use the blocks. And sometimes if you're like me, and this is the reason why I don't use them, is because sometimes I can't look past what's actually on the block, and no, that's not what I'm really looking for. So I don't know why. I mean, I know I can change it, but I can't get my head around it. And so I just think I like to do it from scratch. Dr. Lisa says, learning the benefits of the modern blocks is great. Yeah, we just covered that. Like the modern block and the tab function. Thanks, Peter, for sharing. You're welcome, Nancy. But yeah, use those. And like I say, I've always said this to you guys, and I probably sound like a scratch record, but one-page websites will get you a foot in the door with a client. You start charging out like $5,000-$6,000 for a website, and for multi-page website, say for up to 20 pages. All you've done now is, especially if you're not kind of used to that sort of stuff, like building websites with that many, pages and stuff like that, it can be quite intensive. There's literally like 200 hours in building even a 10-page website, 200 hours, right? So one-page websites, not only is it actually a quicker turnover, but it gets your foot in the door with a lot of the local businesses who can't afford $5,000 or $10,000 for a website. They just want a presence online. And some of them, actually most of them, don't even know what they want, right? You have to be their guide. You have to guide them to what you know that they will need. And a one-page website is a great start. Not only would it convince them, yes, I want to go to you guys because the price is right, and they're going to get an online presence and all that sort of stuff, but it's better for you because then you can quickly get them onto a subscription-based type or monthly maintenance program where they're paying you a subscription each month, right? And so that's more money coming in because you've made their website really cost effective to the point that, yeah, I mean, they're going to say yes, yeah, no, that sounds great. And you say, look, it includes an update each month. So if you want me to do a promo for you on the website, do a pop-up or something like that, yep, it's all included in that price. And that will just keep them happy and keep them still with you. Like I said before, I have never done a contract before any of my clients. I don't put them on a service agreement, only because I don't like them myself. I don't like the fact that you have to get in and really, this is not to say that it's a bad thing that you do. It's just my mentality about it is that I don't like the fact that if I have to put somebody on a service level agreement, that they're actually bound to that agreement. And I could probably take them to court if they break the contract or whatever. It's not nice, and I don't like doing that. I like to think that they want to stay with me because they like what I do, just plain and simple. And because of that, they're going to refer me to others. So yeah, and here's a prime example. I've just picked up 2 jobs in the last 2 days because of people know my work and they want to use me. So it's really good. So just, again, I'm going to add them into my service level agreement, add them into my monthly. And when I say monthly subscription, it's not a subscription. They just pay me monthly to look after their website and just do the updates. So it's not a subscription. Probably used the wrong word for that. It's just yeah. And I had no problem with them. They had no problem paying me. So that's really cool. And that's how you can build up your monthly income too as well. But local businesses do need a website. They don't want to pay $5,000 to $10,000, especially when they're on a budget. And especially if like they're just a husband and wife team or just a one-man band, they're looking at costs and all that sort of stuff. And it's such an easy market to get into. The bigger companies, bigger design companies, web design companies and all that, when I say bigger, they're more of an agency. They want to push their clients into a $6,000, $10,000 website and convince them that they need it, right? But they need all those pages, and do they want an e-commerce component to it, and blah blah blah. And very soon they're paying something like about $8,000, and then when it comes time to the monthly stuff, and that's another let's say it's another $500 per month, or if you're doing SEO, it's probably about another $1,500 to $2,000 a month. A lot of them actually kind of just shy away a little bit, because then they can see the cost building up. So you've slapped them with an $8,000 website, then you want them to pay another, well, let's just call it $500 a month. They'll quickly calculate the figure what that is a year, and it's not very cost effective for them. So they'll probably say, no, it's okay. We'll just we'll take care of it ourselves, sort of thing. And this is the whole reason why I did what I did, because as you know, with Groove at the moment, we don't actually have admin logins. Like we don't actually have like VA logins and all that when it comes to like the Groove pages. So I've made it attractive for the client to actually say, well, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, no, let's just go with that price, and you do all the work, and you look after my website, and you do all the security updates and blah blah blah, which I don't have to, by the way. You do all the security updates and do that one update a month for us, if we want a promo and stuff like that. It just makes it so easy, that because you don't want the client going, oh, okay, yeah, yep, can you build the website? And by the way, I would like to have a login. I want to be able to get in there and make some changes here and there. And once they say that, well, then you're kind of stumped, right? Okay. You can't give them your login because they're going to see everything else. So you got to devise a way that it's just you make an offer that is too good to turn down. Right? So yeah. Awesome tips. Start with the one-page websites. Yes, Tyler. Posting and updates monthly package with one-page websites. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I always try and encourage you guys to do that. It's a great start, right? It's a great start, and try and get yourself into the local community. Now, one more thing before I go, because I know we actually run over time. But one more thing before I go. I know that it sounds easier said than done for some of you, right? And this is where you got to get past that mindset, because a lot of people think, especially if they don't have a web design background, like, they're not qualified web designer or things like that, they tend to sort of be a little bit reserved and putting themselves forward to be able to do that, right? To be able to do one-page websites for clients. But just remember, this is another thing you got to remember. You've got a community here. You've got the Groove proteges as well that can actually help assist you with that sort of thing. To get that one-page website, get that client, and then myself I've even put myself forward to help that person, even get their first website done. Right? So and then once you've done that, I think Karen's actually close to getting the client. I know Dr. Lisa in here is actually, I think she's probably done a couple of websites, maybe a bit more than that at the moment. But yeah, it's just getting past that mindset, because people sort of self-talk themselves out of it to the point that they take so long about doing anything, because they're kind of the fear of actually probably not being able to deliver a good website. And like I said, that's why we're part of the community. That's why I'm here, and I make myself available, especially with Tyra's pluses and these GRUs, as well as the group coaching, is so that to help you guys get to that point, because it's such an easy thing to do. But you need to get yourself known to the local community, business community. Even if you just join Chamber of Commerce as a more affordable way of connecting with business owners, but you need to be confident that you'll be able to do it, and just, and put your best foot forward. And like I said, there's always help there. So, yeah. Okay. I think I've said enough. So, yeah, I encourage you to really think about that, and really start making a plan to actually do something with the Groove pages, because there's a lot of people going, "Oh, I can't do this with Groove, and I can't do that with Groove," and and I'm not making any money with Groove, and it's because you got to think outside the square. And I've picked a niche market, because while all the other agencies are going for the medium to large size businesses because they've got the money, I chose to actually go for the ones that don't actually have a lot of money, and making it more affordable for them to actually get a presence online. Because a lot of them, what they do is they, in order to actually, there's one or two things that they do. In order to actually make it cheaper for themselves, they try and do it on Wix, and a lot of them don't do a very, very, very good job. Or they'll just do a Facebook page and not worry about a website. And the thing is, you've got to have a website, because that's your hub of information for your business. And I've seen people, business owners, get onto Facebook, try and do as many posts as they can and promote themselves, and then they get busy, and then they get more busier, and then you start seeing the posts start disappearing, and and although they've got busy, that busyness doesn't last a lifetime, right? It doesn't last for the duration of your whole business. It lasts when it lasts, to when it's finished, which is not always a long time, because if you've actually done a job for them or whatever, then they don't need you anymore after that. So I'm talking from a different business perspective. They do need you. They need someone to actually do their website, with this hub of information, and they do need people to do the social media, because when they get busy, they start switching off from that. And you see businesses that have gone really hard out to actually do a lot of posts and all that, and then all of a sudden there's no post, and it's kind of like, are these guys actually still in business? Are they still doing what they're doing? Doesn't look like it. Maybe I'll try somebody else. Okay, definitely going now. Posting and updates monthly package with one-page website. Absolutely. Okay, guys, that's me for the week, and I will probably see at least a couple of you here in the Tyra's Power Hour Plus tomorrow. Yes, I think should be okay, Tyra. I'll let you know if I can't make it, because I'm thinking I had something, but I should be okay. But I'll see you guys there. Anyway, bye for now, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you guys again next week.
You gotta get into the groove. You gotta get into the groove.